Welcome to Session 3 of the YouthMappers QGIS Workshop Series. In this session, I'm going to discuss and show the different ways that you can add data to your projects and discuss coordinate reference systems and projections. When I am working on a new project is compile all my data that I'm going to be using for that project in one single folder on my computer. Then in QGIS, I can go into my browser panel and I like to favorite that folder so it's easily accessible for me to drag and drop data from. So to do that, you are going to right click on favorites and click add a directory. From here, I'm going to scroll until I find my data folder and I'm going to click open. That data folder is now appeared here, and if I click the drop down arrow, I'm presented with all my subfolders of data that I have when I'm adding data. The first is to drag and drop data from your browser panel onto the map canvas. So I can drag and drop the state of New York boundary onto my map canvas, and this data layer, now that it's been added to my map, shows up in the layers panel. The next way to add data is to go to layer at the top, add layer, and you can choose, just like you can in the browser panel, where you want to add your data from. So I can choose add a vector layer, and then in this new tab, I'm going to choose it from a file on my computer. So then I'm going to click these buttons to browse the files, and it automatically opened up to my QGIS data folder, but if it doesn't open up to the data folder that you want, you just need to go search and find your data folder, open it up, and then I am going to add the shapefile for the US states. Reminder that the shapefile ends in SHP. Once I have that selected, I'm going to click open. There are other options that you can use, but for now I'm just going to click add and then close. And now, as you can see, we have all of the states added to this map. So over on the layers panel, we can see that we have both layers added, but I would like to have some sort of visual emphasis on the state of New York. So I can drag the New York layer above the state layer, and now it means that it's being drawn on top. Any layer that's at the top of this panel will be drawn over the bottom layers. When you're working in QGIS, the projection and coordinate system that you choose has a big effect on your spatial analysis and how the map looks at the end. Check out the YouthMappers resources linked in the description to learn more about what projections are and what coordinate systems are. However, I'm going to jump right in and show you how you can change projections in QGIS. First way that you can do it is down at the bottom. It'll show you what the project projection is down here. So currently it is ESPG 4326, which is the WGS 84. So if I click there, I am taken to this tab where I can search for my new projection that I want to use. For this project, I am going to primarily be working with data in New York, specifically New York City. So I looked up ahead of time the best projection that you should use when you're working in New York City on a GIS, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can here look at all the different coordinate reference systems that are available, or you can use the search bar up here to directly search for the one that you want to use. I am going to know, I know that it's the NAD 83 New York Long Island coordinate reference system, and its code is 2263. So it comes up down here, 2263, and it also comes up here because I recently used it. So I'm just going to select it, and it shows you the area that the data is, or the area that this reference system is good for, and gives you additional information like the properties. It's important to note the units. So on this reference system it is feet, and there's some additional information there, but I'm going to click apply and then OK. So now my data has been transformed according to this reference system, and down here you can see that our new coordinate reference system has appeared. Once you update the coordinate reference system for your project, new data that you add to your project will quote-unquote project on the fly. So I can go into my browser panel and drag in a new data file, and a new tab will show up, and this is asking me to select/confirm the coordinate reference transformation. So that means that this data layer that I'm trying to add originally is in WGS 1984, and since my project is currently in NAD 1983, it is asking me to confirm that I want to transform this data layer from WGS to the NAD 1983. So I'm going to click OK, and my data will be added. If you don't confirm this transformation, a lot of times the data will seemingly appear randomly in the middle of nowhere on the map. Like if I hadn't confirmed that, the New York data the subway station data might appear all the way over here or something like that. The last thing I will show you in this session is how to save your work and the project itself. So at the top you can click Save Project to save work, and because I have yet to save this project, it will prompt me to save this project in a folder. So I'm going to go to my YouthMappers QGIS data folder and type in the project name, and it's going to save it as QGZ, which is a project file. And I will save that, and then now it is named the top right there, and as I continue working I can just hit the save button, or you can also go to project and save as, and you can export it to different types of programs. Thank you for watching session 3 of the QGIS workshop series. In the next session I'm going to discuss and show you how you can style your vector data layers.